Now, today we will discuss some theorems on the continuity. Theorem first: if a function is continuous, then its absolute is also continuous. It's a proof. Let f be continuous at x बराबर a, the domain element. By definition of continuity, for every epsilon positive, there exists a delta depends upon epsilon greater than 0, such that absolute difference of fx and f of a less than epsilon whenever x minus a less than delta. This is our first inequality. By concept of absolute, we can write difference of absolutes of the f of x and f of a is less than the absolute difference of f of x and f of a. So we can connect, let this be second inequality. Now we connect 1 and 2. We find that absolute of the difference of absolutes of f of x and f of a less than epsilon whenever x minus a less than delta. So by definition of the continuity, we can claim that function is continuous at x equal to a. Now we define very important theorem known as a Borel covering theorem. If a function is continuous in closed interval ab, therefore for every epsilon, the interval ab, closed interval ab, can be divided into finite number of sub-intervals, in each of which the oscillation of f of x is less than epsilon. So in proof we consider that theorem is not true in closed interval ab, or you can say theorem is false in closed interval ab. Now we try to subdivide this closed interval ab. How? A plus b divided by 2, that is c. Let's see. So this AB is subdivided in two subintervals, AC and CB. It is just a midpoint of the AB. Now theorem is not true in closed interval AB, so it is not true, it is false in either of the interval, either AC or CB. Then CB can be written by I1 and say that it is a closed interval A1 B1 symbolically. So length of this I1 is equal to B minus A by 2. Again subdivided, we find I2 A2 B2, where its length is B minus A power B minus A divided by 2 square. So repeat the process till n time. We find a sequence of subintervals like AB, A1, B1, A2, B2 and so on. These can be written I0 in sequence form, I0, I1, I2, I3 and IN. Now obviously I0 is big, is greatest, is a superset of I1. I1 is superset of I2 and so on. So we can write A is less than A1, less than or equal to A2, less than or equal to, and so on, and Bn in this way. Okay. Now length of nth subinterval b minus a power upon 2 power n. If n tends to infinity, then its length is 0. It means we will reach a point. Theorem is false in every subinterval. Here we have two sequences, an and bn, and both sequences are converged at a point. Let this point be taken x0. Therefore, x0 belongs to nth subinterval, which is subset of AB for all n belong to natural number. So, function is continuous in closed interval AB. So, fx is also continuous at x0, because a function is said to be continuous in closed interval AB, then it is continuous at every point of the interval. x0 is a point of closed interval AB, then it is also continuous at x2. So by using definition of continuity, for every epsilon positive, there exists delta belongs to greater than 0. So absolute difference of fx and f of x0 less than epsilon whenever x minus x0, absolute difference less than delta. Now we choose such that nth interval is subset is contained in the x0 minus delta, x0 plus delta, this closed interval. So we pick two members, x1, x2, then using definition of continuity, this, then we find f of x1 minus f of x2 absolute difference, adding f of x0 and subtracting, putting these values, we find that f of x1 माइनस एफ ऑफ एक्स टू का एफ टू डिफरेंस एफ टू छोटा होता है, विच कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट टू आवर एज्यूमेशन, बिकॉज इनिशियली वी हैव एज्यूम्ड दैट थ्योरम इज फॉल्स. सो थ्योरम इज फॉल्स मीन्स वी हैव टू do not have the result like this, but we are getting, hence our assumption is wrong, which is taken initially, hence the theorem.